haters. Bitch, I'm down with the hitters and I'm down for the cause. Fists in the air when I'm repping that star. I be smoking that weed like Snoop Doggy Dogg and the homie Fat Boy got that Kern County wall. And everywhere I go, I got prospected there. That's my DJ. He'll play anywhere. Pass me the mic and I'll get the club lit. Put them on their back like the lines on Blitz. Make them bleed is the motto that I live by. Shoot an eagle down, make sure it don't fly. Them haters try to run, but them haters can't hide. They think they're the giants, but they some small fries. Step to them boys and you gon' get hurt. We gon' put them on down, we gon' put them in the dirt. Got that hard hitter logo on my t-shirt. That gray, that white, that blue, put in work. And when I hit your city, I got all my hitters with me. Just in case that hater try to get me. All them haters know that we the realest. That's why I'm down for my motherfucking hitters. Fuck all them haters, cause I'm down for my hitters. Fuck all them haters, cause I'm down for my hitters. Fuck all them haters, I'll ride for my hitters. I'll die for my hitters. Fuck all them haters. Fuck all them haters, cause I'm down for my hitters. Fuck all them haters, cause I'm down for my hitters. Fuck all them haters, I'll ride for my hitters. I'll die for my hitters. Fuck all them haters.
But you ain't heard, Starboy ride with them hitters. Rep Dub on my side with my hitters. 7 forever, rest in peace the chief, yeah that be my hitter. Shout out to Coach and Duke for coming up with the movement called the hard hitters. If you got some pests in the sky, don't shoot now. Bird called a bird gang killer. I'll be there in a hurry. Bloods and feathers everywhere. 2 fingers flipping off Peter. If you see an eagle in the sky, shoot him down, yeah we don't care. If you want some beef, go to H-Town. Get that bull with the star up in his eye. I be a pescatarian, only eating poultry and fish. Someone called a dolphin, tell them that they made my list. Here, fishy, shark infested water. You see that tip of the stalk? That be that shark's fin. Let the feeding frenzy begin. Fish fry, Kentucky fried, finger licking good either way. This be a hard hitter party, so we eat good every day. Aye.
Fuck all them haters, cause I'm down for my hitters. Fuck all them haters, cause I'm down for my hitters. Fuck all them haters, I'll ride for my hitters. I'll die for my hitters. Fuck all them haters. Fuck all them haters, cause I'm down for my hitters. Fuck all them haters, cause I'm down for my hitters. Fuck all them haters, I'll ride for my hitters. I'll die for my hitters. Fuck all them haters.
What's going on, everybody? Today, we'd like to welcome you to episode 26 of Square Groupers. I'm riding solo today. That's right. You know, my man Bob, the Cannabis Cowboy, he had some folks to go feed. He gave me the keys to the ship. So we are on Square Groupers today. I'd like to welcome everybody to episode 26. And we're going to be talking a little bit about a town some of you may not have heard of. Some of you may have. Well, I just went through it this past weekend, and I thought it was relevant to a 360-degree streaming view of cannabis. And so as I go back, we'd like to welcome you to episode 26 today. What's going on, man? Y'all give me some shout outs. Let me know who's watching and riding with me today. Today is episode 26, and we were talking about, that's right, weed. California, that is. As you guys can see, I've got a shared screen up here today. I'm rolling solo, and so you guys don't have to look at my ugly mug the whole show. I've kind of put some stuff up there to kind of keep you distracted. But I'd like to know, before we get the show started today, when was the last time you was in Weed, California? So for anybody that's out there watching today, if you know anybody who's been to Weed, if you've been to Weed, raise your hand, leave me a comment. If you know somebody that's been to Weed, do me a favor. Sharons, I need my Sharons over here. We don't like Karens on Square Groupers, baby. So we need them Sharons on the line today. So you guys, let me know what's going on out there. Get some shares in. Let's get some more folks into this conversation, as we're going to keep it under an hour here today. I got a couple of slides I want to show, a couple of pictures I want to show with you. I'll give you my feedback on the trip through Weed. But I'd like to know, before we get started, who all has been to Weed, California today? What's up, Brian Lewis? I see you, baby. Gang on the line. Brian is clocking in. Gang, Patreon, baby. Appreciate you always coming in and supporting. You know, it's always going down with the Facebook user. You know what I mean? So tip, you know what I mean? Cheers to the Facebook user. He says, or she says, I've been to Weed, California. So it's probably somebody we know. But for right now, thank you for always being with us, Facebook user, on each and every episode. So if you've been, living under a rock, you didn't know what's going on. If you haven't followed me on stories, anybody who's here connected to me, on Facebook, Instagram, we're streaming on about 6 different places on Facebook today. So I appreciate everybody who's riding with me today. Like I said, we need some sharings over here. So I need you to wake somebody up to the show, share this content, not into any of the groups we're familiar with here if you ride with us, but in some different places so we can get some different folks going into this conversation. Because I'd like to give away 2 trays since we're talking about weed today, right? Some rolling trays. How many of you would like a free rolling tray today? So if I got some sharings out there, sharings get a good chance of winning some rolling trays today as I roll solo here on episode 26. And like I said, we're talking about Weed, California. So why am I bringing up Weed, California? Well, I'll just take you on memory lane. I think it was back in 2016. I've got a 3-part series coming out on YouTube that I pit stopped on my way down to Bakersfield, California. I went to Bakersfield, California this past weekend, so shout out to all them diehards that was out there. We were out there at a Cowboys function event. That's right, Dallas Cowboys. What the fuck is an off season? And it was about a 17-hour drive, so I got a 3-part video series I'm going to be unveiling. And I stopped in Weed was my first stop coming through there. So I want to be able to tell you guys about that. You'll see what's coming up with that. But I wanted to go through Weed because, like I said, 2016, I was still in the military right before retiring. And was it shortly right after I retired? I had won tickets to the Dallas Cowboys game against the San Francisco 49ers in that brand new stadium in Santa Clara. And so I took everybody on Instagram. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit today. I know we're on Facebook, but if you're on Instagram, I'm talking to my creators, and this is why I brought Weed onto the show to kind of give you guys a background. So getting to Instagram, we're doing a creators challenge over there, and we're looking for creators. Now, this episode was literally created from my cell phone. Okay, so don't take much, right? So if you've been thinking about, hey, I want to create some content, preferably what we're talking about today on Square Groupers is a 360-degree stream of view of cannabis, right? So if you want to do something around cannabis like unpackings, or excuse me, product reviews, anything like that. You want to start a podcast on growing cannabis like my man Bob the Cannabis Cowboy has over here. He's taking care of the food right now. He's feeding some folks. So he's got to get that guap. He's out there today. So I'm rolling solo like I shared with you earlier. But if you're thinking about creating content, especially around your football team this upcoming season, and not only Dallas Cowboy fans, because we talk to all 32 NFL teams here. So when I talk to the other 31, we're talking to you as well. Creating content like this was a lot of fun because the world is a big construct and there's plenty of places for you to capture and be able to create content. So folks that have never been to a place like what we're talking about today, Weed, California, I never knew it existed until my first trip up Interstate 5 in California, traveling to Washington when I was relocated on an assignment while I was in the Navy. I said, man, Weed, California, I bet they got a lot of weed there. Well, not so much. Weed was actually the name of a man. He went by the name of Abner Weed, and we'll talk a little bit about that. He was a big lumber guy. He was big into the lumber industry, and that's how Weed was actually founded, because of them trees. See what I did there? But yeah, Abner Weed was a big lumber guy, and that's who they named it after. And it wasn't just till recently, about 3 years ago, did they allow the first dispensary there. And I'll share with you guys, as you see the City of Weed, California, that's website up here. You can just type in Google Weed, California, and go there and check it out. You guys, I'll show you a quick pic as I was skirting through there, right? I was on my way down to Bakersfield, California, so I had to stop. I actually came down Interstate 5 through Washington State. I took the 97, the scenic route, and went through Bend, Oregon, and then coming back down through the bottom of Oregon and puts you right out. It pulls you right into Weed, and this is the back entrance there off Highway 97. Now, why did I go the long route? You say, well, it was a beautiful, beautiful forecast for the next 2 days, right? I want to be able to capture some of this stuff and be able to share it with you, as I've been through Weed several times, and I wanted to be able to capture this and come back and share it with you here today as it pertains to what we're talking about here on the show. So if we got anybody else new ride with us, man, appreciate you. Who's this says, insult to Mile High. Ha ha. Cali has swag. Colorado, the real 420. So that must be my man over there. Let me guess, Legends, probably on YouTube. No, it's Facebook user, right? So I get it. The title of today's show was Denver has Mile High. I meant to put Colorado has Mile High, while California has weed. And he says that's an insult, or she says that's an insult. So I get that. I figured that was going to drum up some activity there. But thank you, Facebook user, for engaging and rolling with us here today. As we get back to weed, California. So I'll go over here to the second screen that I'll show you. If you've been following me on stories, you guys had seen that I've been posting some stuff as I was actually traveling through there, right? But like I said, weed actually just got started in the weed game about 3 years ago, right? This New York Times article just came out last week, actually. As you can see, I think it broke on the 18th. You come down here May 18th by Thomas Fuller. And, you know, I'll post this link, not to bore you guys here with, you know, reading it by PowerPoint of death. You know what I mean? So as you can take a look at it here, I stopped right here. I was in front of this place. There's a souvenir shop there. They've got a dispensary. Since then, they've opened up another dispensary. But like I said, weed had anything to do with the weed that we know. Like I said, Abner Weed, you know what I mean, was in the tree logging business. And weed was found in 1901, and it was named after Abner Weed. And he got into politics and got into some things, became a big lumber town. And then it wasn't until, like I said, we went through the pandemic here recently. And, you know, everybody understands that cannabis was essential. It still is essential as a part of that pandemic. And folks were finding value in getting the pain management as a result. And, you know, a lot of folks had to shut down. So this small little town was losing money due to the pandemic. And, you know what I mean? They welcomed up another second dispensary as a result to inject some, you know, revenue into that economy. And it's just an absolutely beautiful town. It's located not too far, about 10 miles northwest of Mount Shasta. So if you're into the Mount games, you know, Mount Rainier is up here in Washington State. You know, Mount Shasta, I think it's the second tallest in that series of, you know, mounts down there, the volcanoes, right? And it's just an absolute beautiful place. I took some photos there, got the cruise there. I actually stopped there. And like I said, I got the first part of my YouTube series coming out, Behind the Scenes with BG on this drive. And this is primarily aimed at my long distance drivers that are out there. I wanted to address up and down Interstate 5 when it comes to diesels, when it comes to folks just traveling in general. We're talking about NFL fans and things like that. So absolutely beautiful place. And again, the question is, if you're watching and you're just now tuning in, I need you to share out there. Only a few of y'all roll with me today, so I appreciate that. Not everybody gives a fuck about weed, California. I do. And I wanted to share that with you today. And I'd like to share that with somebody else. I need my Sharons out there, baby. We don't do them Karens over here. Remember, Sharon, baby. I got a couple of trays I'd like to pick out for my Sharons out there that really, you know what I mean, want to share this content today. There he is, Tyrone Davis. Yeah, I can see you now, baby. I appreciate that. That was probably our Facebook loser. He's probably registered with StreamYard now. So if you're watching for the first time, you haven't registered with StreamYard, please do so. So we put a name with a face. We always love our Facebook users to show up. But if that was you, thank you, Tyrone, for you know, getting in there. Nope, there it is. That was it. But I can see him now. Maybe that was a second Facebook user. But appreciate you tuning in. But as you can see, I stopped there at the Chevron. You know what I mean? Right across the street from where this place is located at this souvenir shop. And I conducted my video, but I found this shirt. You know, I was on my way down to see Jalen Smith. That's right, the hot boy himself. We had over a couple of hundred Cowboy fans there on location in Bakersfield. So it was a lot of fun. And like I said, I got that 3-part series coming out on YouTube where you guys can check out behind the scenes. I got a lot of video footage. I'm going to be putting together a video for my long distance travelers out there. So if you know somebody that drives diesels, drives long distance, maybe even drives like my man Mike Rock. I know he's probably busy today. I haven't seen him online, but he's gang up here with me. I know he drives a delivery truck up here in Seattle. But if you drive long distance, preferably the diesel drivers, I'm talking to those folks. I'd like to get some diesel drivers up on the show and talk about logistics and things of that nature. Because quite frankly, I've seen a lot of y'all on Interstate 5 as I was traveling down through Weed and through Northern California. Ultimately landing down in the valley in Bakersfield, California. So going back out to the audience, have you been, or when is the last time you've been to Weed? And there we go. Tyron says, I've been to Weed, California. I live 2 hours from it. It's pretty dope, man. It's a small world. Thanks for joining us today. Tyron, make sure you share this if you haven't already, baby. And if you don't partake, you might know somebody that does. And like we said, they have I think it's two cannabis dispensaries there. So you want to stay tuned. There's going to be a part 2 of Weed California. I'm scheduled to probably go back through there very soon, in which I'd like to, probably do a blogumentary about the dispensaries there. Come in, and check those folks out. As a card-carrying member, cannabis member, remember, it has its privileges. But I wanted to come on there and share this with you guys today because, as spring is opening up, we're in the summer, April showers bring May flowers. The sun is out now, right? It's still raining up here. The sun's going to be out, at least in Seattle, for the next few days. I don't know about where you're at. Tell me about where the weather is where you're at. But the weather's been great. And if you want to take a drive down the coast, Interstate 5, Interstate 101 is the best drive, as it's on the scenic coastline. But Interstate 5, you can make the best time. But coming down through, getting back to Oregon, why did I come through Oregon, through Bend, Oregon? Well, how many of you watch Netflix out there? If you're riding with me today, I appreciate that. Let me know, have you watched Netflix today at all? Have you watched Netflix in the recent past? And this is predominantly for all my old 90s cowboy heads on here that watched VHS tapes. You know what I'm saying? So if you can do the math, if you watch Netflix and you know about Bend, Oregon, you would know that the last blockbuster, that's right, the last blockbuster, the last of them all in the United States, in the world, Craig, is in Bend, Oregon. And yours truly is going to stop through there. We're going to grab some content and do some things here for Square Groupers. So make sure you turn on notifications and follow us here. The world is a big construct. And as I talk to my creators today, going back to Instagram, right? I'll just share something with you guys here. I'm giving away some more good stuff. Especially, this is an exclusive competition for Instagram, right? So I got a couple of tools here as we go full screen. So creator tools, like this is what I use here when you guys will see me go live on the VDG page. This is a simple tripod, right? Adjustable legs, you wrap around stuff. So this and this like me vlogging kit. It's got all these little gadgets in there that go with it. Well, I'm giving away 2 sets of these. This is one set on Instagram, totally free. And here's how you can win. If you're on Instagram, all you got to do is go over to @OfficialAmericasTeam. And this weekend, we got Memorial Day coming up. And so for all my veterans that are out there, I live in a predominantly heavy veteran community. And so I'm working with a local business here in the community, Pro Image Sports. And I'll be announcing their 40% off Memorial Day weekend sale with the winner of these 2 creator tools that we got up on Instagram. So if you want to learn how to win, go over to Instagram, look at that post where you'll see the picture of these tools that are there, and just follow those directions. I'll be live on Facebook. I'll be live on Instagram only on Friday. I'll be getting up there around 3 p.m. on the Pacific Standard Time. So around 3:30, between 3:30, 3:45, somewhere around in there, I'll be live Friday announcing the Pro Image Memorial Day weekend sale. So listen up, veterans. As you guys know, I'm retired Navy myself. I use cannabis for pain management. I'm a medical cannabis card carrying member. And so this is the 360-degree streaming view that we talk about. So for card carrying members this weekend, and like I said, all my sharings, get out there. Let's get the word out for some veterans, please. You know what I mean? Especially those veterans that like to partake. I got a couple of trays that I'm giving away. I mean, this is free merch that's going out, guys. You know what I mean? To some creators and to some watchers here. And that is to promo the 40% off Memorial Day weekend sale. And you say, well, why did you get involved with that? Well, is Pro Image paying you? Well, I got involved with it because initially back in 2016, I had found a problem. As I was coming down through weed, I was thinking about putting all this stuff together. I found this problem that between Memorial Day, Veterans Day, and Armed Forces Day, a lot of folks don't know the difference. What up, Joe Trantino? I see you, baby. He's clocking in from Italy. We always got Joe supporting from Italy. So my question is for you. If Joe can be in Italy and be committed to watching us here, what's stopping you guys on the state side? You know what I mean? But appreciate you clocking in, Joe. Joe's always supporting big-time Dallas Cowboy fan out there in Italy. Tyrone says you should go even longer way and take Highway 70 and travel through the canyon. And that's a great idea. I didn't think about that. So thanks for sharing that, Tyrone. You know what I mean? Today here on Square Grouper. So he's adding context to the show. I appreciate that. And like I said, I stopped in there. They've got all kinds. They got souvenir shops and stores. You can imagine, you know, initially, like I said, but up until about 3 years ago, they weren't even in the weed game. So don't get it twisted. Weed wasn't found on no weed or no cannabis type of weed or cannabis sativa, right? Weed was named after Abner Weed, and it was founded in 1901. He was a pretty predominant guy in the lumber industry. And there's a lot of trees in Northern California out there in weed, California. So I know as I drive down through Washington State, you know, you got all the logging industry right there. You can see them piling up the trees and doing those things. So, you know, that's one market this guy ventured out into in the middle of nowhere and built an empire. And here we are today talking about Abner Weed, because most folks are going to associate the name of this town with the actual greenery. You know what I mean? But getting back over to Instagram, like I said, sharing these tools. So if you're watching here today and you've been thinking about creating content, not even NFL content, we're talking about cannabis content, auto mechanics content, computer, like you know how to build computers content, or you're a video game player or YouTuber or something like that, like anything, right? Creators need tools. And these are what these tools are for. And I'm giving 2 sets away on Instagram. So go over there and participate with us. And like I said, all card carrying members that are veterans, you can get your 20% off at Pro Image Sports. And the reason why I picked Pro Image Sports was I go in there and shop all the time for merchandise. You know what I mean? Then I get the BDG paid supporters here. So if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan watching today and you want to jump on board, the next 2 folks that jump on board, I'm going to give out these nylon wallets for free. And then that's also put you in the running for this Tony Dorsett autograph certificate of authentication jersey right there. Once we get to 33 supporters, we're at 15 right now. So the next 2, like I said, I'll give those wallets away. We're trying to scale our content here. That helps us get more tools as such, not just to give away, but for us here as, you know, I've got microphone here, camera there, computer here, light there. We've got tools in the lab for all my creators talking that creator language. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And I wanted to create this content around my travels to come back and share with you because I thought it was pertinent that folks need to know that weed, California is not about weed. That makes sense. You know what I mean? But as their saying goes, we'd like, well, how's it go? We'd like to welcome you. We'd like to welcome you. Get it? So I thought that was pretty cool. But they've got a lot of souvenirs and things. Like I said, I purchased this shirt in the store. I thought it was, you know, pretty cool. I was going down to see a hot boy, Jaden Smith. You know what I mean? Being able to talk about this type of stuff as, you know, the NFL is not testing players and punishing them anymore for, you know, positive test results when it comes to cannabis. We can see the opioid epidemics gradually going to move out. The cannabis industry is gradually moving in. You know what I mean? The alcohol industry is, you know, tobacco industry are trying to get their hooks in it. It slowed some things down. Even in Texas, they just passed a new bill. So you guys got to follow marijuanamoment.net. That's how I stay up to date on everything. I'm a supporter of marijuanamoment.net on Patreon. Like I always share with you guys. I pay $25 a month to get an email every morning at 3:30 so I can stay abreast of what's going on in the industry so we can come back here and make some sense of it for our viewers here. What's up, Juby? I see you. Says, how you living, BG? I'm living good, man. Hi. I see you. Hi, if that's what kind of high you mean. I appreciate that. Or high like, you know, Denver has, you know, Colorado's got, you know, title of it, right? California got weed. Yeah, baby. It is what it is. Mile high. I wish I would have had Bobby Cannabis Cowboy on here, but it wouldn't, you know, fate wouldn't have it that way. I wanted him to talk about some things that are going on in the cannabis industry right now. And especially when it comes to Denver and talking about football fans. If you guys don't know, the Denver Broncos, all 32 teams have now came out and said they're going to pack the stadiums. There was a couple of stadiums when it came to the Broncos and the Colts they were still having some problems with. And I thought that was quite funny that we've got all that stuff going on out there, but yet they were pushing back on fans in the stands. So I wanted him to address that. So if anybody's watching from Denver, I've got an invite up there. If you want to come on here and join the show, feel free to do so. You know what I mean? I can only talk so much by myself, right? What up, Zachary Maldonado? We got another paid supporter on the line. I appreciate you being online today, Zach. Zach is a Built Different Group paid supporter here. Like I said, go to the BDG page if you're watching us on one of the 6 locations on Facebook today and YouTube. So shout out to all my folks over there on my channel Coffee and Blunts with BG. I appreciate y'all watching today. But the next two folks, you're going to get that nylon wallet. And like I said, as we go up, we're giving out 100 prizes, up to 100 prizes for our 100 supporters. So anybody that comes in at the door, you're getting something. So if you got questions, hit me with a DM, man. Let me know. And love to have you get on board so that way we can continue to grow. Hashtag keep growing. Mile High in the building. That's what's up. I see Denver is in the crib. Colorado is in the crib. Says I'm probably going to the Cowboys-Bronco game. Need those Denver folks to relax. Living here is a pain in the ass. Yeah. Well, there's another one. We appreciate you jumping on board, Juby Sensei. So thank you for joining us here today as we've been talking about weed, California, right? And like I said, 1901, it was founded. Abner Weed, the guy that was in the lumber industry. It's not about actual cannabis. So if you've been through there before, you know what I'm talking about. Like I said, 2016, I drove through there going on my way to the Santa Clara Stadium, going to see the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. That was when we won that first game and went on that 13-game win streak, I believe. So it was there. Colin Kaepernick was still on the team. He knelt during the game. So I was there in the Yahoo Fantasy Sports Lounge as that went down, making history. And I took you guys from Seattle to Santa Clara, and I happened to drive through Weed, and I took a photo at that time. And that was before I got here to my journey here with you guys. And so taking me all the way back, I was going through Weed. Like I said, I got a 3-part series on YouTube coming out where I stopped in 3 different locations, giving you guys my thoughts during the drive, and it'll touch on some of this and a few other things that you might find interesting too as well. So it's a short show today, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. But like I said, I need my sharings out there, man. So if you have not shared this video yet, please do me a favor and share this. I'm going to be giving those away to 2 sharings. So thank you for those 3 of y'all that are rocking with me here today. And like I said, don't forget, go over to Instagram, man, and participate in the Ultimate Cowboys Creator Challenge, sponsored by Moi, in conjunction with Pro Image Sports. I'm not getting paid anything. I'm going to be announcing the winners for those creator tools over there live in Pro Image Sports. So you want to join us. So a couple of folks have already got on there and played, so we appreciate that. And that's pretty much, everything I wanted to share with you guys. And I thank you guys for joining me today. We've had a small crowd. Looks like a lot of folks haven't been to Weed, California, but maybe after watching this today, they might take an interest in going to look at Weed, or maybe the next time they're traveling through Northern California, you'll circle that on the map and make a stop there and go into the souvenir shop and check it out for everything that it's worth. And yes, you actually now can buy weed when you stop in Weed, California, man. Y'all been rolling with BG the Cowboys Unified, baby. It's Square Groupers today. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Tune in for next week's episode. I promise I'm going to have my partner in crime here with me as he's giving me the keys to the boat. But don't worry, the tide's coming in, man. So make sure y'all turn on notifications because here at Square Groupers, baby, where it's a 360-degree streaming view of cannabis. When the tide comes in, we want all boats to rise, man. So y'all go over there to Instagram. We're looking for some creators, baby, especially around some cannabis. That's you. I need y'all to share this today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next episode.